women's leadership in terms of international standards?
The leadership, according to international standards, has to abide by the principles of equality and non-discrimination. So women have to have the opportunity and the scope to become leaders at all levels on this basis of equality, not just a token appointment somewhere. And this has to be made possible by governments. These standards are to be found in, of course, the CEDAW Convention, which is the Convention on the Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women. We can also refer to the Beijing Platform for Action, which complements the convention, the CEDAW, and our own constitution above all, because the constitution has Article 8.1, 8.2, which talks about all citizens in this country are equal. And that has to be operationalized. It would mean women have to have positions on a basis of equality everywhere. So the international standards and the domestic standards of the conversation are really synergistic. They come together. No? So we have to, it's not just something international imposed on us. So this is something that we have to bear in mind. Now, how does this operationalize itself? What rights can women claim, or should women be enjoying? They have the right to participate in decision-making formulation of government policies at all levels. They have the right to hold public office and to perform all public functions. They have the right to participate in non-governmental organizations on a basis of equality at the highest level, and as well as in private sector and in political organizations. So we have to look at every arena. I want to give you a quote from the Beijing Platform for Action, which is very inspiring, where it says that women must have full equality in the exercise of political and economic power. They must be fully and equally involved in decision-making at all levels, both nationally and internationally, so that they make their contribution to the goals of equality, development, and the achievement of peace. So it's not just equality for its own sake. And the CEDAW Convention in its preamble says that we are convinced that the full and complete development of a country, the welfare of the world, and the cause of peace require the maximum participation of women on equal terms with men in all fields. The second point I want to make in terms of standards is there must be a democratic principle applied to all of this. So it's not just one group of women, but all groups of women must have the scope and the potential to participate fully. So women who are minorities in the country, women who are marginalized, must be encouraged and their capacities built to participate in decision-making, which would mean political decision-making, parliament, and in senior government positions. They must have their capacities built to do this. We cannot say there are no women. Women don't have the capacity. We must identify why are women not coming forward, or why are there not enough women. Personally, in Malaysia, I don't believe there are not enough women with capacity. More in comparison with many other countries, our women are very well developed and they have capacity. So we have to find out what are the barriers when we have capable women who cannot do it. It's not enough just to look at the standards and the principles or the philosophy behind all of this. We also have to look at how will this happen. It's a tall order. How will this happen? And therefore, there are obligations, there are duty holders that have to promote this principle and achieve leadership equality for women. And primarily, it is the obligation of the government, the obligation of the state. They have to ensure there is no discrimination in the long term which may inhibit women. That broadly, there should not be discrimination, because if women are discriminated against and do not get equal access to education, experience, because when you want to be a leader, people look to see, do you have experience? How many years have you worked in this field? You want to come up suddenly into a leadership position. So is there anything holding women back? Are they not being promoted in their organizations to senior positions? And therefore, they do not qualify at the end of the day. So the government has to ensure there is absolutely no discrimination. And they have to be proactive and take all other appropriate measures, including regulating the private sector and political organizations and trade unions and NGOs, that they must respect this principle of equality within their own organizations. All obstacles must be removed, and all factors that may inhibit women's involvement in public or political lives of their communities, including restrictions on their freedom of movement, the right to participate, if there are prevailing negative attitudes towards women's leadership, stereotyping, where we say women don't have the capacity, they don't have that management, and they don't have the confidence, they cannot do certain kinds of jobs. Are there male guardianship practices in the country which prohibit and hold women back? And there is no support for female candidates by the electorate. You have to identify every obligation and every obstacle, and the government must have a strategy. How will we remove all these obstacles? We have a policy, 30% policy of women in leadership, but there is no strategy behind it, no real strategy behind it. It's a policy, and somehow spontaneously women's leadership will happen because there is a policy. But society and the rest of the community doesn't care about that policy if there is no strategy to make this happen. So the government has an obligation to identify women with leadership capacities, to develop their capabilities, training them, amending electoral procedures, developing campaigns directed at equal participation, setting numerical goals. So within the first 3 years, what will be the improvement in leadership? In senior positions such as the judiciary and other professional groups that play an essential part in the everyday life of our societies. Committee, zero context, it says you must accelerate the achievement of equality. You cannot just put in the policy and think it will happen. It won't happen. So you must put in place an additional measure that will accelerate the achievement of equality.